Hello all and welcome to this introduction to Office 365 phone system. This is the first part of a many-part series in which we will be discussing the intricacies and how to set up and configure Office 365 phone system, namely to deliver telephony into your Teams environment. Now, the first part of this series is just an overview and an introduction and a very high-level configuration overview. In further parts to this series, we are going to be looking more into Office 365 phone system, the configuration details, and the project management and top tips that I can give you for configuring your phone system environment. So to begin, we are going to go over the high-level features of Office 365 phone system and briefly touch upon how you can deliver telephony into Teams.
Okay then, so let's have a look at Cloud Phone System in a bit more detail. First, we're going to go over the overall technology at a very high level, and then we will go on to how we can connect into the PSTN. Now, the phone system technology is very much like that of a standard PBX. Phone system enables call control and PBX capabilities, basically. Now, for those of you who are new to telephony, PBX stands for Private Branch Exchange, and a PBX is a private telephone network that's usually used within a company. Users of the PBX phone system can communicate internally and externally. Obviously, external communication will be through the Public Switch Telephone Network, the PSTN. So with Office 365 phone system, users can obviously use Teams to obviously make calls, receive calls, and transfer calls. This is the standard functionality that you would see on any traditional telephone system. Users can access Teams, as we already know, through obviously their mobile client, their obviously desktop client, with the addition of a headset, or even an IP phone. Generally, calls that are made internally do not go out through the public switch telephone network, whereas external calls that are being made to, for example, 0203, blah, 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 they will generally be made through the public switch telephone network. They're going to be routed through the PSTN. Now, the overall features that you can get within Office 365 phone system are obviously the ability to call in and out, transfer calls. But on top of that, you can also have auto attendants. Many of you have probably come across these already when you're calling a large organization. They're generally used to create a menu system, so that in the organization, as callers call through, they can obviously move through the telephone system's queue of obviously menu options in order to locate the right department or person to speak to. So for example, you will ring a company and an automated message will say, hello, and obviously welcome to company A. For sales, please press 1. For support, please press 2. So on and so forth. Call queues. Now these are greetings essentially that can be used when someone calls into a phone system number. These greetings can include the ability to put a call on hold and to search for the obviously next agent that is available. Now, while that person's on hold, you also have the ability to play obviously music on hold. You can create one or obviously many call queues. And call queues can be used in conjunction with auto attendants. Now, I will go into a lot more detail on auto attendants and call queues in a different section of this series. It's not in scope right now. But the last thing I really wanted to go over was in voicemail. I mean, look, not everyone uses voicemail these days. Some people hate it. But whatever your opinions are, voicemail is available in Office 365 phone system. And you can use this to configure individual voicemail settings. So not everyone has to have it. You have the ability to turn it on or off in your own settings. So every user can configure it the way they like it. This does include a standard greeting, when people call in, it will say, hello, and John isn't currently available right now. Please leave a message. You can also set up your own voicemail greeting, as you can do with many other systems. Now, these are just very high-level features. I didn't want to go into too much depth because, of course, there are many other features of a traditional phone system that are complemented and that are replicated in Office 365 phone system. There are so many features, however, that it would be impossible for me to talk through every single one in this video. But if anyone has used a traditional telephone system in the past, they will know many of the features that are available, and as I say, a lot of those are available here as well. So now that we've discussed the features that are available within Office 365 phone system, let's touch on the PSTN connectivity a little bit more. We've already spoken about PSTN connectivity in our previous slide, so let's have a look at how we can get that PSTN connectivity. There are two primary ways in which we can deliver PSTN connectivity into Microsoft Teams. The first is through calling plans. Now, calling plans rely on Microsoft being your telecommunications provider. The other option is direct routing. Now, this gives you a little bit more flexibility to choose your own telecommunications provider. However, unlike with calling plans, there are many more prerequisites and hardware requirements in this scenario. We are going to go on to both scenarios and how you can configure those in the next part of this video. So, I hope that's given you all a very good understanding of Office 365 phone system and what it can do. The next part of this series is going to be looking at how you can configure Office 365 phone system at a very high level.